Our dog is not in the fight, in the middle of the fight between Sunnis and Shiites. We're against terrorists, but I don't think we're getting in the middle of a Sunni-Shiite fight in that region. And I really think you're going to need to see over a period of time, and I think this will happen, the country sort into Kurdish, Sunni, and Shiite areas. I don't like that. I think that's tough, but any place in the world recently we've seen when you pull the military apparatus off the top of it, and you're not willing to sit on top of it with a heavy military, there gets to be, these old violence. Yugoslavia is a great example. Tito's there for years, sits on top of it. You have these ethnic groups. Pull that off. And I was there in '91, a week after the Slovenians voted to succeed. And I looked, they had Macedonians and Montenegrins and Serbs and all the various groups. There are Slovenians, and you line them up next to each other, and you go, I can't tell the difference between you guys. But they all knew the difference between each other. And one of the guys was saying to me, two people who don't get along cannot live in the same house. They live side by side, but cannot live in the same house. And I think you're going to have to, I think you're going to see, frankly, over a period of time. I'm hopeful it can be maintained in one country, and you have a Sunni-dominated area, Shiite-dominated area, and Kurdish-dominated area. First part of January, I'm going to the Kurdish-dominated area, and they've been running their own area for about 15 years and pretty effectively. But we do not belong in the middle of a Sunni-Shiite fight. I think we need to do what we can to hold the place together. I think we need a very aggressive diplomacy to try to get the countries in the area to quit messing around inside of it, and try to get the Sunni and Shiite areas to stop messing in the middle of Iraq, and that'll be a tall order for us to do. But I think we ought to be pulling our troops back from the regular patrolling and have the Iraqis do that. And I think you're going to see difficulties. I've been visiting with a lot of our commanders lately, and one of the comments that General Petraeus said, and he's at Leavenworth now, Fort Leavenworth, running Command General Staff College there, was we underappreciated when the Sunnis blew up the Shiite Gold Dome in February. And up until then, we were dealing with a Sunni insurgency, and the military always felt like we could probably effectively deal with that. When that blew up, it told the Shiites, we're not in control of this country, or you better start banding together yourself, and they formed a bunch of militias. And then they were saying, now we got a bunch of Shiite militias, and this is a whole other kettle of fish for us. I don't think we should set any timetable. I think we should put a lot of pressure on the Iraqi government. I think we should be out of the, we shouldn't be in the middle of a Sunni-Shiite fight. Longer term, I think we're probably, instead of a preemption doctrine on this war on terrorism, we ought to back up to a containment and engagement strategy. Try to contain more, because I don't think we're going to have the public support for more preemption. I don't think we should take it off the table, but where we are today in the public support, I think we ought to look at a lot more containment and engagement. Egypt, for instance. We should engage Egypt and try to get them growing in the world marketplace, because if they'll connect with that, they're less likely to breed as many terrorists in the country. This is, to me, it's a very difficult time, but I think those are the broad policy moves that I think need to take place.
And Iran?
One more question, Senator, and I know you got to get more.
Yeah, one more containment on them. And I think we need to go with the human rights issues in Iran. And people devalued those. When the Soviet Union fell, they fell because the legitimacy of the country had lost itself. And I think we need to really point out the problems that Iran is having and what they do to their own people. I'm working on this in North Korea. That's a regime I think is close to falling. It is a failed state at this point in time. Thank you, guys. I want to say, again, you really heartened me by being out this close to Christmas and such key decision makers, because you guys really are. And particularly in this part of the state, as Rick has mentioned, you guys will be the ones that will determine the Republican nominee for president this next time around. I need your help and support. I can do this. Once a proper voter contact is made where people stand on the issues, I think I'm going to do very well in this setup. I think these fundamental issues are key. I hope you will help me out in this process. These are tough issues. A lot of the issues I carry, life, marriage, family, they're tough ones to talk about because they can be very uncomfortable with individuals. But we need to have a discussion about it. one story will close on. Mother Teresa, early in her career, was going door to door in Calcutta to raise money for her orphanage. She's in a Hindu country. She's going door to door. She's got her habit on. She walks up, knocks on the door. Guy opens up the door and spits in her face. A guy I know was with her. She stopped there. She wiped the spit off and said, "That's for me and for my humility. Now I need something for the children." And he gave her some money. The reason I say that is, sometimes, particularly when you get in some of these tough social issues, and you're talking with people, it can really feel like they're just spitting in your face. And if they don't, actually, you feel like they would like to. But it's not about us. And that's for our own humility. It is about the next generation. It is about the future of this country. We get this right, we soar. We get this wrong, I don't know how you recover. And we're on the edge. We really are on the edge. And we need to talk about it happily and cheerily, and we need to embrace and bring people in. We need to talk about it based on facts, but we need to talk. And that's why I'm in. And we'll be doing we're scaling up at this point in time. We'll be doing full announcements later on, so I can't announce officially I'm in. We'll scale that on through, but I think these are important. Merry Christmas.
I would like to thank Senator Brownback for treating us today for a wonderful lunch. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.